Broken Jacob's Quest, and last night we got episode 8 of Daredevil Born Again, and I gotta say, this was actually a really great, solid episode, and reportedly, what happened is that episode 1, and then episode 8 and 9, so next week's episode, the last episode, were the 3 major redos of the season. Obviously, other rewrites and reshoots were kind of sprinkled in throughout the rest of the season, but that's kind of, what we've been talking about, what a lot of people have been talking about, how this show was originally going to be one thing, and they didn't like what they had, and so they basically went back to restructure large portions of it. They brought in new people, new writers, new creators, all that stuff, to try to kind of, save, I guess, what they had. And that's why we kind of have this wonkiness to it, like it definitely feels like last week's episode with Muse kind of being dispatched really easily, very anticlimactically kind of. It just ended, and it felt like that was near the end of the original show, and what we have now is the ending of a different show. Episode 8 in many ways feels like a sequel to episode 1, more than anything. Kind of surprising, but it was a great episode. Basically, we get all the way back to Bullseye, Poindexter. He's in jail. He's taken to Gin Pop, where he's probably gonna get beat up, so he calls Matt, who he may or may not know is Daredevil, and he gets Matt beats him up a little bit. Obviously he killed Foggy, so Matt smashes his head into a table, and he gets a tooth knocked loose, which he uses to escape. And so when the Kingpin is throwing this black tie event, who everyone is invited to, even Matt's therapist girlfriend, who of course is also the Kingpin's therapist, she's also invited to it. So they head there, and of course Bullseye's there and tries to take Kingpin out, and Daredevil ends up jumping in front of the shot. Now he also finds out in this moment that Vanessa was the one who wanted Foggy killed for some reason. We still don't exactly know why. It probably has something to do with whatever that client was that Foggy was dealing with, and whoever told, he's the guy that told Bullseye where Foggy was at the time. It happened all over the phone, so we've never actually met this guy, I don't think. But in any case, that's basically what was going on. We figure out that it was Vanessa who hired Bullseye to go kill Foggy. Now, what are the specifics of all that? And also, didn't Bullseye hate Kingpin and Vanessa? I thought he did. I don't know. I need to go watch season 3 of Daredevil again, because this is all really tying into the season 3 stuff. And, it really does feel almost like you could watch the original show all the way through season 3, watch episode 1 of this, and then skip to episode 8. Because it almost feels that way, and a lot of the rest of in between was kind of just filler stuff that happened, and it's such a shame to feel this way, but it was a really solid episode. It had a lot of tension, had a lot of great moments, the camera work was really nice, and Daredevil, Matt just jumped right in front of the bullet, so we're gonna see where that goes. It doesn't feel like Matt's gonna be in a position to throw down with Bullseye or Kingpin or have some kind of epic fight. So is the next episode gonna just be Matt in a hospital bed, or is he somehow gonna have to escape this event? I don't know where we're gonna start off, but Bullseye's out there, and I don't know who's left to stop him. Maybe the swordsman can do something. The swordsman's been in the background of the show, not really doing anything, so I feel like I'm waiting for that payoff, because they keep introducing the character. He's in this episode again. He's there at the event. So, Swordsman, if at any moment you want to step in and try to take out Bullseye, now's your time. I'm assuming you have a sword hidden somewhere. So, go off. Do the thing, right? Anyways, yeah, I liked the episode. I'm excited to see what they end up doing for the finale. And yeah, look, I think I've seen the set photos for season 2. I think a lot of people have, assuming that they're keeping the same creative team that they did for the reshoots for season 2. I think everyone's just really excited for what comes next. Generally, I think people are in agreement. This season of Daredevil, it did not quite live up to what we had with the Netflix show. And they attempted to make it more that flavor, but it's clear that they did not want to spend the money to reshoot the entire show. And I get it. Like, that would have been so much money. It just would not have been like feasible financially. It just wouldn't make any sense to do that, right? So I get it. But yeah, we just kind of, it feels like we just got like a wonkiness, right? Like we have really two different shows, and it feels like the first show ended, and now we're like we're returning back to the other show. Like, oh yeah, right, that other show we were watching, now we're here again. So anyways, let me know what you guys think about episode 8 of Daredevil and this season overall. You know, what's gonna happen next episode? He's in no condition to fight now. He's got shot in the shoulder, so not really sure what he's gonna be doing. It doesn't feel like he's gonna be getting in the Daredevil suit at any point, unless they do some kind of time jump or something. Anyways, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.